people who avoid intimacy and love specialize in ruining special occasions, especially around the holidays. Sometimes avoidants make an excuse that is tough to argue with, like they have a migraine or they're tired. And I'm not saying that these are not real excuses, but you and I both know there are people out there who use these excuses on purpose to sabotage days that are important to you. Or at least they use it as an excuse not to be there for you. YouTube channels tend to side with the avoidant attachers. They talk to you about avoidance and they tell you that these people cannot help their behavior. This message triggers your empathetic side, and then you also begin to justify the avoidance behavior. And I used to think this way too. When I was rudely blown off, I would tell myself, "Aw, they aren't rude. They're scared." Hello friends, my name is Maria, and for almost 20 years I was served up crappy treatment by avoidant personalities. When you have been discarded by an avoidant attacher, the holidays suddenly go from magical to miserable. You didn't ask for this blindsiding breakup, and you sure as heck didn't deserve it. And I know you feel that way right now, but if you stick with me, I'll show you why being discarded by an avoidant over the holidays is the best gift that you could ever receive. And if you're ready for some no-contact motivation so that you can dish up the silent treatment your avoidant ex has coming to them, then grab a bottle of nail polish and let's talk. I'm gonna kick this off by saying this year, I am so thankful I didn't have to deal with a partner who emotionally abandoned me every time life got challenging. A partner who's MIA when the rubber hits the road. Let me tell you, when you look back at this person with clarity, you will realize what an undesirable partner they actually were. One thing I like to do, because people who watch this channel are still confused, their ex isn't treating them well, but they feel like maybe they shouldn't like them anymore, but they don't know why they can't get over them. So what I like to do is I take behaviors and I put them into a parallel non-romantic scenario. For example, have you ever worked with someone who, let's say you guys both worked the floor of a retail business? And I'm talking about the kinds of people who, right when the customer rush begins to start, they disappear into the bathroom. And while you know they're doing it on purpose because you've noticed it's a pattern, you can't really call out another adult on going to the bathroom. So it's very convenient for them, and it's hard for everyone else to argue with. And I'm telling you, if you look back to these kinds of coworkers who disappear and let everyone else do the hard work, no one liked being on a shift with that person, including you. If you get triggered to text your ex this holiday, take a breath, dig deep, because I'll bet you can find at least one unacceptable behavior of theirs that reminds you that you are happy to get away from them. I asked viewers if they were thankful an avoidant discarded them, and Jennifer Howard 460 says, "Yeah, there was so much back and forth. I'm just thankful it's finally over, so I can move on with my life." Amen, Jennifer. You never have to relive that breakup ever again. It was a bad day, but we are so thankful that today is not that day. And I know you might still love your ex, but if you continue to contact them, it's like you are forcing yourself to relive the breakup. Even if they answer you back, nothing they say is going to satisfy you, because unless they come back to you with a text that says, "I was wrong about everything, please take me back, I want to be with you again," it won't really be enough, and you'll feel rejected all over again. And I am asking you, if for today, this holiday weekend, if you can love yourself enough not to do that to yourself. Avoidance ruins holidays enough without you doing it to yourself. Natasha K, 7194, has a big reason she is thankful for her breakup. She says, "I am thankful that I no longer have PMDD, which is severe PMS. 3 months away from her, and guess what? My hormones are just fine. No more panic attacks, no more lying in bed exhausted from uncertainty, no more stress from, why did she do that? I now have the energy to review my long to-do list and work on my own goals. I'm thankful I no longer have to track my moods to figure out if I have a hormone problem or a thyroid disease because my nervous system was so dysregulated by her hot and cold behavior. I'm thankful that I no longer have to look up how to know if your partner's cheating or signs she is cheating on you. And one day I will be thankful not to give a single F about why avoidance shut down. Ugh. Attachment theory is an eye-opener for all of my relationships and why I do the things I do. Also, I am grateful that I no longer blame myself for being over-empathetic to people who are not capable of caring. Natasha, you make a good point about Googling questions about your partner. I've learned that if you are triggered to even start doing this, it's a bad sign that your answer is in the question. Like in the past, if I ever felt I had to Google, should I find a new gym trainer, or signs of a bad gym trainer? Yeah, they were a bad gym trainer and I needed to find a new one. It's when we sit in the purgatory of these ambiguous relationships for too long, waiting in line to be their priority, you bet the stress wreaks havoc on your hormones. And yeah, don't ever get down on yourself because you cared about another human being. This is not a character flaw. People who love and care are the most valuable. Here's a comment I know you guys are gonna love. I asked viewers if they were thankful for being dumped, and Edna Krabopoulos said, Maria, because of you, I feel this way now. I've read a lot about attachment theory, but you really made it real for me. I won't bore you guys with the details, but it was a separated coworker who went hot and heavy, pulled back because of guilt, missed the attention, so they came back around, and repeat. I discovered your videos around this time when I was spiraling from his gaslighting, and then I saw the light. When we were talking, he looked at his phone at the message I had sent earlier, and he hadn't seen it yet. He instinctively said, "Ugh, what are you texting me now?" Eye roll. I laughed in his face and said, "You're hilarious." He goes, "I meant, what message did I miss from you?" When you know, yeah, he told on himself. When you know what avoidance is, it's so textbook, and you learn not to take it personally. You recognize the signs and you just pity them. It is sad. I have a video about how life takes revenge on people who ditch everyone who cares about them, because ironically, they end up alone. Because no one wants to deal with their pitiful, ungrateful attitudes anymore. People are just over it. If they don't appreciate being spoiled by your attention, spoil yourself until you find somebody who does. People avoid love, and they do it for a reason, and it's because, they have not had an easy life. But probably neither of you. And the difference is anyone like you who does the work and tries to learn from reflecting on past experiences or taking accountability for your own behavior. People like you will be okay. Your avoidant ex, in the long run, might not be. It's hard for avoidance to heal because they avoid it, and there may come a day where you're like Edna. You'll just pity them. I'm personally thankful I no longer have to be in relationships where I'm being treated so badly, other people pity me. And for the first time, I feel like I have a partner who enjoys me for who I am. Not just because he's a guy who thinks I'm annoying, but he tolerates hooking up with me because he happens to like the way that I look. You all know the kind of guy who's sweet to you when he's feeling frisky, but he never gives you an official title. A Bite of Art knows this all too well. He says, "Even though I was never given an official title," eye roll, "I won't miss being involved with someone who makes love feel cheap. Love is priceless and infinite. It's not something you ignore and discard like this week's trash. Love is healing. It's not a commodity. Love is meant to be shared and cherished, not thrown away." Well, you said it perfectly. Love should be cherished, and whether it's cherishing yourself or being cherished by someone else, there's really nothing like it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how hot you think you are. You can look in the mirror, and if you don't cherish yourself, you will still feel completely alone. And it doesn't matter how hot someone you like thinks you are, because unless they cherish you, The moment they're done getting what they want out of you, you will still feel completely alone. It's true. Welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. We also need to take care of the inner half, because we get so wrapped up in trying to make our looks, our actions, ourselves perfectly subservient to please someone else. We forget that we have real value. Men and women are different. We offer different things in a relationship, but as long as we are participating presently, we have equal value. Your avoidant ex has valuable things they could offer in a relationship as well. There is a reason that you fell in love with them. They just have too much fear to allow themselves to reach their fullest potential when it comes to the love they can contribute to the world. And ultimately, it will begin to cap the love they are able to receive from the world. Too bad for them. If you are still struggling with feelings for your ex, and you feel like it would benefit you to remember what it feels like to talk to someone who cares, I'll put my phone information in the description below. Taking time after this breakup and finding genuine love for yourself will set up a natural boundary against people who try to make you feel bad for being who you are. And whether you have found love for yourself or you found a loving relationship, it is the perfect springboard to be whoever you want to be in life, which is probably finally being able to just be yourself. No more watering yourself down so you don't scare away an avoidant with your personality. No more being silenced when you get upset about your needs. You had a voice in your relationship, and you have a voice in your breakup. And if you would like to anonymously share your breakup story on this channel, I will put my Gmail information in the description below. When you feel the emotional freedom to just be yourself in life, you will live a life of less regret. Your ex might not be able to say that. They've made a lot of destructive choices out of fear, and that's something they are going to have to live with once they don't have your attention to validate them anymore. 7 pounds 1463 says, I've only dated one avoidant, but shouldn't you always be happy that they pulled away? If not, you are not healed enough yet, and I wish you the strength to walk this path. Take it from 7 pounds. 1 is enough. Really take heed of people like this who have showed up today to tell you how lucky you are to be out of a relationship that diminishes you. They are coming to you from the future. You do have the strength within you to walk this path because you have weathered hard things before. And you still clicked on this video to help yourself. I know that you are strong. Visualize a version of yourself in the future, a future version. You're glowing, you've gotten through this ordeal, and you are extending a hand down, reaching down to you, and you are pulling yourself out of this emotional prison. And remember, it's not a prison. You can walk away. I know it feels like they left you, but avoidants tend to breadcrumb for years because even if they are in another relationship, they're still lonely. And unless they do the work, they will never change. You will ultimately be the one who has to leave them behind. Time is real. We all get older. We're not immortal. Spend your time with someone who appreciates you, someone who can sit securely in a room with you because they simply enjoy who you are. I appreciate you. I am so thankful that I have met all of you. I'm so thankful that instead of ruminating over someone who doesn't appreciate my love, I can be here with you completely as myself today. Thank you for everyone who contributed to the video, and down in the comments, please share this video. Let people know there can be a better life after a breakup. Let your ex sit in their choices. We have a higher mission. Together, we are raising the bar. I'll put a video up that explains why the day I got discarded by an avoidant really was the best day ever right here. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting the other half.